Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Arsenal beat Atletico Madrid 4-0. Fantastic game for Arsenal. When it comes to defense, Arsenal have one of the best defense in whole Europe, even if not one of the best actually. They beat Atletico comfortably 4-0. That game happened. All the goals happened in the second half. Arsenal is strong, obviously, when they play, especially when they play at home. Now, we are not even talking about again. Arsenal have not conceded 2 goals in maybe 2 or 3 years. Yeah, that, if you can score them, even though the Atletico hit the bar, but Arsenal came out in the second half fighting and they scored 4 in the second half.
Yes, nobody saw it coming. Arsenal were unbelievable last night against Atletico Madrid. And for all the talk ab initio to that game of Atletico Madrid having the likes of Julian Álvarez, the Giuliano Simeone, having the likes of Soloth on the team and the attacking power, Griezmann, all these stellar names. On the night, none of them were productive. They were all unproductive against a phenomenal Arsenal defense. And of course, against Victor Yurus, who got 2 fantastic goals on the night, being one of the hardest worker in the Arsenal side in that game. Fantastic game for him.
2 tapping.
But now go, be go.
1 goal and 1 tapping.
Argue with your keyboard.
1 goal,
Argue with your
one
keyboard.
goal and 1
Simple.
tapping.
Yurus. Straight up.
You don't go like rest. You don't go like
up.
rest. Arsenal fans no gonna see you. 4 games in a row. 4 games in a row. 4 clean sheets. No goals considered. And let's say total plus or minus 2 shots on target faced. They go so make be say Raya they useless. You understand? They will be happy. They've done a good job. Arsenal has done a good job over the years. I was expecting, like I said before the game, it's going to be won in midfield. Because Atletico has a good defense and a good goalkeeper. If you can displace them from midfield, then you can displace the defense. I used to say it anytime, any day in football. It's about your positioning in midfield. If your defensive midfielders and your fullbacks can show up the midfield, your defense is safe. Well, if they cannot, your position overrun your midfield. They overrun your defense. So it forces you to now start double ticking. Now you're double checking. Your defense is not strong, your midfield is not strong. And against Arsenal yesterday, they lost the midfield. And they even lost the battle of attack. Because you have John was saying, Julian Álvarez on the score sheet, though Arsenal will win, but he called big names. As he called them now, he still called them now. I only know Conor Gallagher.
We had Conor Gallagher yesterday.
I only know Griezmann. All those other people they call, I don't know them. And I said it yesterday, I said, as Atletico Madrid has gone to the market, they don't go market, go buy every 2 days for market like Chelsea, but they don't get one quality.
It was a fantastic game for Arsenal.
They don't get one quality.
Arsenal, when it comes to defense, Arsenal have one of the best defense
in the whole world.
Talking about Saliba and Gabriel, who is going to breach. I think they had only 1 shot on target and 1 hit the bar.
Yes.
That hit the bar is off target. They can't off target, but 1 whole shot in a whole game. And this is, I think, 3 games in a row. They've considered only 1 shot in 3 games.
Yes.
Arsenal defense are
when you talk about transfer business, you talk about transfers in the market. The most silent transfers are the most deadly. Nobody saw Raya coming. Nobody saw that deal coming. Nobody saw GYOKERES coming to Arsenal. Nobody saw that deal coming.
No, we saw it though.
Nobody saw it coming because
it was a debate.
It wasn't about
GYOKERES or Sesko. We saw it coming.
The bottom line is, before that season ended, it was always Man U. It was always Man U. Arsenal wasn't
because Man United did not go Champions League.
Arsenal was always never in the picture. It was always Man U. Even when the debate came, because they were looking at GYOKERES, of course, looking at Sesko, looking at Arteta, what he needs versus what he wants. At the end of the day, Arsenal got him for a coup of a transfer fee. Look at somebody paying 150 for it. Somebody has not even scored goal this season. So I think Arsenal have done the business by making deals that nobody saw coming. Saliba was a coup, nobody saw it coming. Griezmann and Álvarez was a coup, nobody saw it coming. And if you look at that team, Arsenal have assembled the Avengers in that team.
Truthfully, I don't. It's not about the individuals. It's about the units. I think they depend on, especially Gabriel and Saliba. You see, both of them keep talking to themselves. I've never seen both of them go for the same ball.
Yes.
One person is always attacking. One person, they know when to attack, and one person. So I don't know how they do it.
It reminds me of the pairing of Ferdinand and Vidic. One person is always reckless. I always tell you, you have one reckless and one calm.
Yeah.
Both of them cannot be reckless in one area ball. Both of them cannot be recklessly going forward. One person goes while the other person, one person attacks the ball while the other person stays calm and see. And again, we talk about Ramos, 2 cultists in football, Ramos and Pepe. But you will never see the both of them go for one ball, except when they wanted to crucify and bury Rebre. aside from that, everybody has their ball. If it's coming from this side, it's for Ramos, and the same thing for Arsenal.
Even apart from that, why this combination is so deadly is that both of them are very, very mobile. Very mobile.
They can move, yeah.
They can cross. In fact, their area of coverage is crazy right now, basically. So I think it gives Arsenal defense another layer, another dimension to it. The fact that somebody can leave the 18-yard box and get into the opposition's 18-yard box before the free kick comes in or before the cross comes in, and is able to meet it and score a goal of that. Fantastic advantage for Arsenal to have. If you also look at the way they defend as a unit, everybody falling back. Talk about Martinelli, talk about the other guys on the wing, Saka and Martinelli, how they also fall back to cover to help the team and how they move forward as a unit. You have to give it to Arsenal, really. They have the squad to beat this time around.
They have the squad, they have the depth. That's another thing. If you look at people that are still injured, Havertz is still injured, Jesus is still injured, Madueke is still injured. All of these players have actually joined Arsenal squad. So when they come, I think this is the right time for Arteta to win something, the Premier League or the Champions League, because the squad choke everywhere. Choke, their defense is good. They have one of the best strikers in the whole world. They have Saka and they have Odegaard. They have midfielders that can turn the game around. When it comes to set pieces, leave it for Arsenal. They scored 2 set pieces in this game, one from a free kick, one from a corner kick. They are the set piece FC. When it comes to that art, set piece crossing, just leave that one for them. Somebody even saying me that they're telling me that they are now practicing long throws. When they master that one, they will now destroy
another dimension
of long set pieces. But let's see. It was a fantastic game for football. GYOKERES scored 2. He's been he have not scored in a couple of games now. He scored 2. Even everybody was pushing to the fans for him to celebrate and all. He got 2 in that game. Fantastic run for Luis Kelly. Fantastic pass to Martinelli. Fantastic goal for Martinelli in that game. Arsenal did well in that game generally, but let's see. I think Arsenal is ripe. It's time for them to win a trophy, Champions League or Premier League. We'll see what he's going to do. But finally, Diego Simeone, I think it's time for him to join. He has tried for Atletico. Probably try another person, try another coach. They have tried. If you ask me, they have been declining, and the way they are declining, I don't think it's right. But quickly,
I wouldn't put their decline to Simeone. I would also look at the structure of the club, because it's one thing to have a manager and give the manager free rein, but it's another thing for you to see a club in decline and there's no checks and balances in the side.
Almost 10 players, so he bought those 10 players.
The signing is not really helping. Like, for example, I'll give you a clear-cut scenario. Somebody spent about 600 or 700 million at Manchester United. It didn't work out for him. He was exited of the job after giving a new contract, basically. So when you give somebody like Simeone in this as example now, when you give somebody a lot of freedom with finances and you look at the numbers, they have to measure up. If they are not measuring up, you have to have a hard conversation with somebody, not necessarily because he's a big figure, but you have to have the hard conversation, because this football is business.
Yeah, do you think he should stay or should just move on?
He said he's been in decline. Last season they finished third on the table. This season they are facing some crisis here and there.
When last did they win silverware?
That's the problem.
Thank you.
And they are spending money.
I don't know why we keep going back to that question of when last did they win the silverware.
Yes.
When last did anybody win a silverware in Spain that is not Real Madrid and Barcelona?
Oh wow.
But they are spending money.
Oh, wow.
They are spending money just to meet up.
That's not an excuse.
They are spending money just to meet up. And if you remember, at some point last season, they were top of the table until injury hit. Now that's because of that injury. Now, because of that injury, they had to go into the market last season. And new players coming in, you have to find a way to bed them into the team. So you give him time, because now people are calling for his head. I've not seen any manager at Atletico or any manager in Spain do better than Diego Simeone.
Anyway, let's see.
You haven't seen any in Spain do better than Simeone.
Outside, no call back on Madrid. Call other managers.
But let's see what happens.
Call other managers.
Unai Emery done way better than him.
He has been there for He has been there for almost 10 years. He reached the Champions League twice, finals twice. He lost against Real Madrid. If not, probably had about 2 Champions League titles. He won the La Liga 2 or 3 times. So he has done well, but probably they might start finding solution. But he lost back-to-back games in the Champions League, losing 4-0 against Arsenal. He's still bad, but Arsenal is strong. Arsenal is one of the strongest squad in Europe, and Arteta has done something everybody should be envious about. But let's see if they are going to win Champions League or the Premier League this season. Wait, have you subscribed? Please subscribe to the channel. Now, as I'm talking to you, please subscribe to the channel. Remember to like, comment, and share this video.